Hello, good morning, grade 6 students. Welcome to our video class. And today we are going to learn about highest common factors. What is the highest common factor? Okay, let's get started. Last week we learned about factors. Can you tell me what a factor is again? Great. Factors of a number are those numbers that divide into it exactly with no remainder. For example, 12. 12 can be divided by 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, and 4 without leaving a remainder, right? So these are the factors of 12. What about common factors? What are common factors? Common factors are those factors which divide exactly into all the numbers in a set. There are, for example, 2 or 3 numbers, and then we'll find one single number that can divide all of them. Another example is 18 and 24. So these two are, let's say, a set, 18 and 24. Now, let's look for the factors of 18. That's 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. While 24, the factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. And then we highlighted 1, 2, 3, and 6. So these are the common factors of 18 and 24. So that is what we mean by common factors. It means that 18 and 24 can be divided by 1 without leaving a remainder. 2, they can both be divided by 2, so as 3 and 6. So these are the common factors of 18 and 24. Now, our topic is about highest common factor. What do we mean by the highest common factor, or also known as HCF? The highest common factor of a dataset is the highest number that divides exactly into all the numbers. We'll have example in a bit. Now, how can we get the highest common factor? Well, there is this method called listing. First, we list the first few factors of each number, and then we look for the highest number that will appear on the list. Right, again, how do we find the highest common factor, or should I say factor? So one way is by listing. So let's say, for example, we are finding the highest common factor of 12 and 15. So let's list down the factors of 12. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So these are the factors of 12. And the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. So we are going to look for a factor that is the highest. What are the factors, the common factors of 15 and 12? So these are 1, 3. So these are the common factors. Now, 1 and 3, we'll choose which one is the highest from the word itself, the highest. So obviously it's 3, right? So the highest common factor for 12 and 15 is 3. As easy as that. Another way of finding the highest common factor is through prime factorization. We also learned about factorization last week. Now this is where we apply factorization. So for example, we have 14 and 18. We are getting the prime factorization of each number. So in our example, we have 40, 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. We don't have to write down the exponential form 2 to the power of 3 times 5. We don't have to do it to do that for getting the highest common factor using prime factorization. So we'll just write the prime factorization of these numbers as it is. And then for 48, we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And then we are getting common, all the common factors of 40 and 48, which are 2, and there's another 2, and there's another 2. And then we will, since 5, even though 5 is there, we don't have to get it. We don't have to use it because there is no number 5 on the other number set. Okay, so there are no more of pair. There's no more pair for these two, so we don't have to include them. So only the number that match. So again, this is the highest common factor. I don't want you to be confused. So we are getting all of these common factors. Remember, common factors. And then we're going to multiply them or get the product. So 2 times 2, that's 4 times 2 and 8. So our highest common factor is 8. That is another method. Another way to find the highest common factor is using division algorithm. So we are dividing 40 and 48 simultaneously. So we are looking for the common factors of 40 and 48. So that's 2. And then we are going to divide them until there is no more common factor other than 1. And then we are getting all the these factors. Again, common factors only. This one, nope. Not this one, not yet. And then we are going to multiply all of them. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, giving us 8 as our HCF, or highest common factor. So those are the 3 ways to find highest common factor. Again, those are listing, and prime factorization, and lastly, division algorithm. Okay, now let's use our learning into practice. Let's get the highest common factors of these 2 sets of numbers. Let's start with 20 and 30. Well, you could use any method that you like. You could use listing, you could use prime factorization, you could use division algorithm. In my case, I like to use division algorithm because it's, I don't know, it's very quick. So let's see, 20, we're going to write it down, and then 30, and then we'll use short division. So we'll think of the common factors of 20 and 30, right? So we'll have, let's say 10. That's 2 and 3. Are there any other numbers that I could use to divide 2 and 3 with, aside from 1? Well, there is no more, so I'll stop right there, and my common factor is 10. So the highest common factor for 20 and 30 is 10. Okay, now for this number 14 and 12, I'll use prime factorization. So we're going to write down the prime factorization of 14 and 12. So how do I write it down, the prime factorization? So we'll think of a number. You can use a factor tree. Let's say 14, 7, and times 2. So those are prime numbers, right? So I will just write here 7 times 2. What about 12? 12. We could use 6 and 2. 2 is a prime number, so I'll stop with there. 6 is not a prime number, so I'll keep on getting the factors. So 3 and 2 make 6. So this is the prime factorization. 3 times 2 times 2. And then I'll get the common factors, right? So we only have 1, and that is our answer. The highest common factor is 2. Okay, here let's use division algorithm. Let's use 2. and here it's 21. And then we'll think of another number. Is there other number that could divide all these three numbers? Let's try 3. So we have here 4, 6, 7. Now 4, 6, and 7. I don't think there are any other number that could be a common factor for 4, 6, and 7. So this is our common factors now. Now to get the highest common factor, we'll multiply that. 2 times 3 is 6. So our highest common factor is 6. Let's try another one. 40, 45, and 50. Let's try 5. That would be 8, 9, and 10. Well, we could use 2. Nope. 3. Nope. No more. So our highest common factor should be, well, 5. Okay, this time let's try the practice from your book. So we have here number 1. It says, find the highest common factor of each set of a number by listing all the factors. Let's list all the factors for 9 and 45. So let's get all the numbers, or write down all the numbers that can divide 9 and 45. So for 9, we have 9, 1, we got 9, and then 3, that's 3 also, so we don't have to write 3 2 times. For 45, we got 1, we got 45, we can also divide it by 3, what do we get? 15, we can also divide it by 5, and we get 9. So that's 1, 3, 5, 9, 15, and 45. Now we're going to choose which are the common factors. The common factors are 1, 3, and 9. Now among the common factors, which one is the highest? The highest, which that would be 9. So our answer is 9. 9 is the highest common factor of 9 and 45. Okay, please show me you could do it on letter B, 22 and 26, 66 and 77. This practice is on page 15 of your book. Let's find the highest common factor of each set of numbers using prime factorization. Let's do A. That's 32. We'll get the prime factorization of 32. So what number is the prime factorization of 32? We could divide it by 2. That gives us 16. 16 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 40. Let's use division this time. Smallest prime number first. Prime factorization. 2 times 2 is 2. Now we'll get all the common factors only. So that's 2, 2, 2. 2 times 2 times 2. We're not putting the other numbers because we are getting only the common factors. Gives us 8. So the highest common factor of 32 and 40 is 8. Now go ahead and try letter B. Okay, here we are asked to get the HCF using division algorithm. So we will write it there, 62, 258, and use a short division. Okay, since they are both even numbers, let's use 2. So we have here 31. 31 is a prime number, remember? That's 1, 2, and 9. Now, since 31 is a prime number, if I cannot, it means the only factor that can divide 31 is 1 and 31. If I cannot divide 129 by 31, it means that 2 is the highest common factor. Now, let's try. Can we divide 129 by 31? If we'll use 4, that would be 4 and 12, 124. But if you use 5, that would be 5 and 155. So no, we cannot divide 129 by 31. So our highest common factor is 2. And that's your answer. Now go ahead and try letter B. Okay, so there you have it. Today we learned about highest common factors. We learned that there are 3 ways to get highest common factors, and those are by listing, by prime factorization, and lastly, do you remember? All right, that is division. Algorithm. It means you are dividing them simultaneously. Algorithm. Okay, so don't forget, you have to take pictures of your work, and once done, you know where to send it. Line Maths Album. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Stay safe.